Columbine. Well, you know what the weird part is? Even though being, well, I was only a goth kid at school. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you're the only one.
Yeah, kind of smart ass it up. You know, just being a smart ass.
Being
I think
edgy. You're edgy.
most people knew. Yeah, they're like, he's just being a smart ass. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, because I was also that kid.
But still, yet, even like I was talking about, what happened? We got called out like that. Nobody ever thought, and they had good reason. It's like, why would these kids do that? You,
Dropping a fat emoji thumbs up.
you
Right?
know, kids would never do nothing like that back then. I mean, I
When
wouldn't.
Columbine happened.
I'd never thought of it.
I remember when the conversation came up
Well,
in the schools in this area,
yeah,
about having armed police officers at school, right? And it was really going to cut into, the budget. So less money for football teams and shit like that, whatever, whatever, right? And my point was, I'm like, what about your veterans? Give them a purpose, give them something to do. They're highly trained in those dangerous situations.
probably more if they'd served time overseas. Probably better trained, wouldn't you say?
hmm But then the argument came about, PTSD and this, that, and the other thing, or what have you.
Here, here.
But what about that veteran
Forward source
that's
here.
been out of the military for 10 years, right? Give them something to do, and they're
Well, I got more
trained.
faith in a hard soldier than I do some.
Cop,
PTSD only sets off harder when you have inactivity.
donut eating,
All right,
driving
well,
around in
somebody
police
just in the
car.
chat said, so maybe I'm wrong. Somebody in the chat, what'd they say? They said PTSD only sets off harder. Something like that. When you have an inactivity. Yeah,
Well, with
that's Drewski.
in
Yo,
those kind
Drewski.
but with those situations, they would kind of like go back into like combat mode. You know what I mean? And they know what side they're fighting for. The kids.
Well,
So
that's what I think. That's what concerns me there, Jilly. I mean, I think a man who, I think it's a little different. I'm not going to sit here and try to explain it for you. If you don't know, then you don't know. But yeah, I think a man who's, I think it's different. I think it's different. I don't know. Could be wrong.
well, I think it depends on the type of man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I mean, a cop could be fine, can do fine, whatever. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh,
But why take those resources away from like the town that you're staying in? You know? Because during school hours, sometimes that's when the liquor store gets hit up. Those cops don't need to be at school; they need to be there, right? Because a civilian, yes, there's civilian arrest, but they wouldn't be obligated to, right? But a civilian would or could offer their time and allow cops to do cop things.
It is all in a singular person's mind. Some
You know
get
what I'm
over,
saying?
some get
Like,
consumed, others
let
are
cops do
lost in a
cop
limbo
things.
state.
Let a veteran or someone who's military trained, whatever, right? Go to the schools. They're not out to catch, robbers and rapists. You know what I mean? That's not their job. That's the cop's job. Give
wait
that
a minute.
job.
You lost me now. You're talking about a fucking out of school, like looking for Columbine fuckers. What are you talking about?
After Columbine, and
Yeah, I think after Columbine. Oh, well, I
Well,
know things
after
changed because
Columbine,
I was in high school
that
when that happened.
also with all that, even after, because I got Gary, Indiana close by, and there was gang shootings in schools and shit, right?
But yeah, you live in a shithole place. I understand that.
So with that, but with that, at the same time, there's stuff out in the public, out in the town, whatever, where the cops need to be, right? Let them be cops outside of school. Have a veteran or someone
Well, yeah,
who's
they are
medically
cops
trained inside
outside
the
of
school.
school. Yeah, I mean, they're not restricted to the school.
But when they're hired in, I mean, they spend their shift. Okay, because they're not going to get a call like, "Hey, you got to leave the school and go catch this robber or this break
No,
up
I
this fight or
think for the
whatever."
most part, I mean, honestly, where my kids went to school at and shit, they got resource officer, all that bullshit. Pretty gravy job. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep,
I would take
they
that
get to walk
job.
around.
That's a pretty gravy job. You
Yep.
know, you just go around and deal with a bunch of smart ass fucking kids saying smart ass shit. Because again, like I say, where my kids went to school, it wasn't like a bunch of thug life, you know.
Yeah.
There
Well,
wasn't a
see, I
bunch
didn't
of
go to
fucking
Gary
retard
schools,
kids who didn't have no dads. You
right?
know,
No,
all the
I
fucking
didn't
faggot
go.
shit that makes a fucking piece of shit.
I
Let
didn't.
me let me explain
I
this real
didn't
quick.
go to.
You know, all them pieces of shit who had no daddies and fucking decide they want to shoot up a fucking school like a fucking faggot. You know what I'm
Because
talking
they want to
about?
feel like a man, because they
Yeah,
don't
because they
have
want
a
to feel
male
like a
example.
man. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have to worry about none of that stupid shit where my kids went to school at.
Now, see, I didn't go to Gary schools, but I lived in the next town over. So it wasn't as bad, but close. You know what I mean? It wasn't as bad, but it was a little bit better, but not by much. Depends what part of town you were in the next town over.
You need another?
Yeah, man. You jumping in with us? Send Drewski an invite, Jelly.
Okay.
Don't care. I'm assuming that's Drewski. Actually, I better look. All right, I'll back out. I'm grabbing a beer.
Sure.
You invite him.
Okay, I'm looking for him. Am I friends with him?
All right, maybe you're not. All right, I'll fucking send him one then. All right, I'll fucking do it. You know, what good are you? What good are you, Jelly? Nah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you. All right, let's find Drewski here. Nah, but it's a damn shame why they fuck around with you, man. I'm getting some ice and another drink.